We never stop grieving those who we've loved and have passed. But we do figure out ways to be happy again. We find happiness in relationships where accountability holds us to be our best selves. And though we are here today to bask in the happiness of David and Katie, it is important to reflect on those who have shown us the greatest example of what happiness embodies. Today is important. Not only are we celebrating the love of David and Katie, today we also celebrate the love of Roger Steele on his birthday. I now turn over to Rick to talk about their father.
I can do it. So my strategy going into this was I was going to keep it light. Because my daughter Jacqueline has never seen me cry. And figured I'd hold out until she got married. Screwed that up. Son of a. But you know, the truth is, the reason she hasn't seen me cry is she never sat next to me when I watched that Little House on the Prairie episode when Mary lost her sight. Can you imagine? That's the truth. But so I did want to keep it light, so I thought I'd tell a story about a married couple. They'd been married for 30 years or so, and the wife got caught shoplifting. And she had done it a few times, but the manager of the grocery store kept letting her off the hook. Don't do it again. If you keep doing it, I'm going to call the police. She kept doing it, and finally he had enough. And he called the police. Police came to the grocery store, issued her a ticket and an appearance, a court appearance citation. So a couple of weeks later, her and her husband went to the court, showed up together. Husband sat in the back, and she went up, got in front of the judge, and the judge said, "Ma'am, why are you here?" She said, I stole something from the grocery store. He said, "Well, I understand this has happened a few times, and the manager of the store let you off the hook." So that's true. He said, "Well, it stops here, and you're going to have to pay for your crime." And so he said, "What did you steal?" She said, "I stole a can of peaches." A can of peaches, huh? How many peaches were in that can? She thought for a minute. She said, "There were 3. And he said, "Okay, there were 3 peaches in the can. I'm going to sentence you to a night in county jail for each peach that was in that can. So you're ordered to serve 3 nights in jail." And all of a sudden, from the back of the court, her husband stood up and said, Your Honor, if it pleases the court, she also stole a can of peas." So I hope that David doesn't. That's a good joke. You can use that. Yeah. That's a good joke. So let's hope that David doesn't turn on Katie like that. But I wasn't here for rehearsal, so some of this may not be right because I wrote, "We're going to light a candle for my father." Is that true? Okay, my brother and I are. Okay. So we're going to do that in a couple of minutes. But before we do, he would have been so proud of David. And just like the rest of us, he would have adored Katie. He would have been so proud of you marrying such a fine person. But he also would have been proud of all you've accomplished and the manner in which you've found success. The relationship you had with Dad is something for every son to admire. The time you spent with Dad in the shop, working on his fleet of vehicles, must be time that is so special to you, and I know was to him. Every time I'm around you, I see Dad. The qualities that he has are so similar. And without knowing, he carries his spirit with him every day. I can also tell David firsthand that I feel like he's brought a lot of our Father's qualities to the relationship he has I'm really kind of a hard ass. It really is. I'm a son of a bitch. But the qualities of my father that he's brought to the relationship with my kids and my wife. And Martha and I are more thankful than we can put into words for that. So with all that said, we honor you and Katie. And also the memory of our father. And for all of that, I thank you both. Thank you.